duckies, and welcome back to Queen's Wish the Conqueror. My name is Viola, and we're just here having a nice conversation with Gustan. Our weapons are like our people, ugly and twisted, and others look down on them, yet they always work, always do the job. The secret is iron from our land is better. Nobody knows why. Then there's this forge. What's special about this forge? It's the first great Yukatish forge. Our people settled here because of the safety of this cave. The fumarole outside, it keeps us warm when we were just people of the muck. It is sacred in its way. How is it sacred? It's where we first learned to work our iron. We needed the heat of it. Our iron, it's where our wealth and safety comes from. This is a special place. To me, it's the heart of our people. You can see the pride clear on his face. I want to buy equipment. I'll show it all. The king wants us to show how valuable our goods are. However, I'm not allowed to sell anything to you until Haven has dealt with the Borgin. What I was told, and I can't disobey the king. I'm sorry. I don't need anything. Once again, a situation of we can't trade with you until you approve our group. This is a trading post, but it's also a showcase. Welcome visitors of the Homewarren can come to the shop to see the finest of Yukatish leatherwork, aircraft, and such. The lady in charge of this has done her best to reduce the odor of the leather and keep her dress and floors clean, but the swamps of the Yukat only allow so much. Welcome, princess. I am Melis. Please allow me to show the goods of the Yukat. What sort of things do you trade? Princess, those outside our lands look at us and see dirty swamp folks. They don't realize that our mire provides valuable goods. We want to trade them for medicine and other supplies. Even the Vol and the Ariel, for much they hate us, still trade with us. The nations of Sacramento trade with each other? We do. Not much. There was a lot of trading when Haven held the wild center of the land and kept the roads safe. These days there is trade, but little. How do you get medicine supplies out here? It's hard. It's risky to send caravans through. We use barges and skips, but nobody on Sacramento is so great at making them. Haven is the master of that craft. I'd like to buy something. Word came down from the king. I can buy, but I can't sell. My job, he says, is to show you what the Yukat can offer you. Show we're civilized people now. If you were civilized people, you would sell me things. I guess the only thing to do is to rest. The Yukatish have prepared a private guest room for you here. It's surprisingly warm and clean. King Borgin is determined to show his guests that the Yukatish can be good hosts. I mean, I get it. He is trying his best to do what he feels needs to be done. But all it is doing is annoying me. You wake up from a much-needed rest. The room is warm and the bed is clean and comfortable. It's the best sleep you've had since you arrived in the Yukatish swamp. Decent wine and a loaf of white crusty bread were brought while you were out. A note was left for you. You read it. Hope you are clean and rested. The banquet is prepared. King Borgin expects you upstairs soon. Please don't delay. Why leave me bread if I have to go to a banquet? Oh gosh. You emerge into the grand feasting hall of the Homewarren. The stone walls of the cave have been meticulously, sorry guys, carved over the years, making a massive arched chamber that is alien yet strangely lovely. Then someone filled it with art, lots and lots of expensive art obtained from any possible source. An odd jumble of statues and paintings, few of them any good, covered every available surface. No Havenite back home would be impressed. When you enter, there is a long silence. The assembled lords and ladies of the Borgin clan, along with a few honored guests, watch your every move. An empty table has been reserved for you in front of King Borgin. Can I investigate the rest of the place before I come and sit down? Okay. This empty table has been set aside for you just below the main table for the king and his advisors. All in attendance watch you carefully, wondering if you will sit down and the feast can begin. You sit down and the feast begins. Alas, it is a copy of the interminable diplomatic feast. Sorry guys, I keep tripping over my tongue today. You hated so much back at home. Why did the Yukatas have to copy this part of your culture? Delia loves it, but you... Sage Noyal and an assortment of Lesser Borgin nobles make brief statements about their desire to work with Haven. Food is careful copies of dishes from other lands of the known world, except that they aren't very good. They look right, but they are dull and bland. At last, King Borgin the 53rd rises. He raises a golden goblet to toast you. To respect. He's gratified. He takes a deep breath and begins to talk for a long time. As he speaks, the Yukatas shift in their chairs. No food has been brought out, and they are quite hungry. Let's listen to the speech. King Borgin says, while looking at his fellow clan members, it has been many years since the calamity drove Haven from our shores. At first we rejoiced. We were free again. Our swamps and marshes were wholly ours again. Then the old ways returned, the clan wars, the cowardly attacks of the Gano and the Brock, the loss of trade, the shortages of medicines and art and books and training, and the other gifts the known world brought to us. Now Haven has returned. We are simple swamp folk no longer, but civilized, ambitious people. We will not be servants of Haven, but we can deal with them as full, proper people. The Borgin cheer. King Borgin nods to you and sits. There's a long, awkward silence. They clearly expect you to speak. Let's give a friendly speech. You do your best to give a speech of flattery, admiration, and hope for the future. The Yukatas are strangely nervous about this. They can't understand why Haven will be nice to them. It makes them suspicious. Finally, Sage Noyal says, "Well spoken, Princess. I'm sure we appreciate your kind words. Let the feast begin." The servers bring the dishes out. King Borgin nods and then settles down to eat. This is the cue. Everybody else digs in lustily. Let's eat along. Finally, King Borgin rises one more time. Let's listen to him. I declare these ceremonies concluded. I and the highest lords and ladies will retire to my throne room to discuss matter with the esteemed Princess of Haven. All others are dismissed. Rapidly as one, all of the Yukatas flow out of the feast hall. The important officials go east. Everyone else goes down the stairs to the south. The feast is over. Now the work begins. What if I go to west? Servants. Statues. Locked. Nah. Somebody to talk to here. I almost missed that. Lady Arcelia. You meet a young lady of the Borgin. She is looking at the riotous random assortment of arts on the wall. She is so rapt with fascination that she doesn't notice you are here. She just stares. Let's look at the art. You give it a good look. Your mother made sure that art appreciation was part of your education. Delia loved it. You less so, but Haven standards. This is a clumsy collection of crude paintings. The lady finally notices your presence. Startled, she turns and gives an awkward curtsy. Hello, Princess. I'm sorry I didn't notice you. I was looking at the paintings. Our king has spent years collecting them. Where did he get the art? A lot of it was traded to Sacramentum when Haven was here. Some was made by the Ariel, some was even made by the Yucatish, though those pieces are mainly in back rooms. I know this was all very expensive. I see. She looks at the paintings, trying to overcome her shyness. Finally, she says, What do you think of it? You are Haven, so you would know how beautiful it really is. It is beautiful. I'm so pleased you think so. I like them too. I mean, my opinion doesn't matter, but I do like them. I think that. Oh, excuse me. Her mother has entered the hall and is calling her away. She curtsies and runs away. Alright. Again. This is the throne room of the home war, and again it is carved out of the living rock. Again it is somewhat spoiled by the big, random clumps of art thrown everywhere. Borgin nobles are spread around the room, eagerly awaiting your meeting with the king. King Borgin the 53rd is waiting for you at his stool at the north end of the hall. He nods and beckons you forward. What if I want to go this way? Sorry, guys, I had a visual glitch there for a moment. That's why I went quiet. Here we go. At last, you're free to talk with the leader of the Borgin clan. He is not unusual for vassal royalty. Once he was a strong warrior, then years of rich food and court life left him slow, sheltered, and detached. He doesn't even seem intelligent. He was born to his position. However, he is capable of arrogance and greed. He rises and grandly says, I am King Borgin of the 53rd, leader of the Yucat lands. I greet Princess Viola of Haven to my court. Greetings, King Borgin. I am Princess Viola of Haven. Borgin nods. King Borgin... The Borgin nod. King Borgin grins stupidly, basking in the greeting of a great power. I regret that you had a long, difficult journey to our court. I hope you have enjoyed our hospitality. Now, I have a question for you. What do you want to know? The Yucatish are simple, backward, superstitious people. This is known. I have worked my whole life to elevate us, taking our betters as our models. Borgin nod. Haven is known for its glories. Tell me, how have you found our palace? I found everything to be adequate. The king nods quietly. There's a long silence. He suspects that you speak the truth, and he hates it. He wanted more. Still, he is gracious. For a princess of Haven, adequate is the highest compliment. We are gratified. I don't want to waste your time, though. On to business. Yes, business. Haven has returned to Sacramentum. We expected an envoy, but not a full princess. You have faced some trials to get here, as I understand it. We would like to know your purpose. I was sent here by Queen Sharon. Of course, Queen Sharon enforced the treaty we had with you once. Now her wayward child has come to bring us to you. Discussing it can't be avoided. When you are ready to talk about this awkward situation, I am ready. However, as you've seen, we're civilized people now. We can trade and have dealings, but we will not simply capitulate. I would like to know more about you. He looks around at the other Borgin. Any sort of intimate conversation is impossible. Still, he will be polite. I am the leader of the Borgin clan and thus king of all the Yucatish lands. The Borgin are one of the oldest and most prosperous clans. I am the 53rd person to hold this honor. How long has the Borgin clan ruled? We have held the home warren many times in our history. Our current time on the throne has lasted almost a century, a very long time by our standards. Tell me about the other clans. They are all valuable members of the Yukavish, even the troublesome Gano. Sometimes they are like angry children, but then it is the job of the king to discipline them and bring back unity. How long have you ruled? I have been king since my father died 20 years ago. I was only a lord when I had the honor of meeting your mother. You met Mother? I had that honor. She only entered our lands as far as Nakala, but lords like myself journeyed far to meet her. The Gano earned a fortune in tolls that year. Meeting her was glorious. She was very kind to us, and we tried to make her see that we had value. Did you succeed? Queen Sharon saw us like everyone else did. Simple, dumb swamp bugs to be tricked, used, and discarded. She looks around at the art and other luxuries in Thronington. I swore that when I had the throne, I would earn more respect. I have another question. Morgan sits on a stool, watching you curiously. He's looking for ways to intimidate, trick, or out-negotiate you. The training you received, what you paid attention to anyway, makes you confident you can outwit this backwater potentate. Potentate? I'm not sure. What other matters await our discussion? Let's discuss our treaty. Yes, the treaty brought wealth and prestige to the Yukavish, but it also gave hidden control over us. We often found that you treat us with contempt, much like the Ariel or the Pole. The treaty is there, but you abandoned us long ago. What do you want, Havenite? My mother wants you to be her vassal again. You were sent by your mommy, eh? Well, tell mommy that you have not lived up to your obligations. You owed us trade and protection. Then your army fled Sacramentum, leaving us without protection from the RL and Vol. Our contract is void. Now he looks you in the eye. That doesn't mean we can't renew it. It can exist again. First, we have to show each other that we have things to offer. What do you want? I want to offer you the wealth of the Borgin. As a vassal, we can send you tribute, far more than our poor, muddy rivals can pay. In return, we want your protection. We want to help in training of your soldiers so that we can hold the throne. First, we need to know you are sincere. We require 2 tokens to show that the Yukavish are not lowly creatures to you. Tell me about the tokens you want. There are 4 ways you can show to the Borgin you will value and aid us. You can give Yukavish status as a favored vassal. You can weaken the Gano that annoy us. You can help deal with the troublesome dragon. Finally, you can get our new advanced culture properly acknowledged by Sacramentum. Tell me about the Gano. You've encountered them already, I am told. They've always been a greedy, quarrelsome lot. Now they want Haven expelled from our lands. They are speaking and sometimes even acting against their king. They must be punished. Haven offered security and peace to its vassals. That is what I want from you. What exactly do you want me to do? Go to Ganal Estate, the seat of their power. Take it, loot it, destroy it. Show them what it means to threaten a king. Is there no way to deal with them? Our armies can't reach them. They are too far from Borgenlands, and the Brock are in the way. This is why we need to deal with Haven. You and your soldiers can range anywhere in our lands. The Gano are too stubborn to talk. They must be punished. Well, where is the Gano Estate? Is northwest of Ganospan on an island. I don't think they would expect a group as small as yours to attack them. They're only lowly Yukatish scum, so they will be easy prey for a Havenite. Right? I will do it. Then return when the Great Hall is yours, and we will believe again in Haven's power. Tell me about the tokens, tell me about your dragon. King Borgin nods slowly. The dragon, the plague and blessing of the Yukatish for centuries. Gorsh. He is called the Great Beast of the South Swamps. We have had many dealings. How long has he been there? Centuries. He flew in and settled before we had mastery of iron. He was small then, but he grew. Now we could expel him, but it would hurt us so much that the Gano and Brock could swarm us. What sort of dealings? We give him offerings. Flattery, meat, gold. It lets our children alone. What is more, when it is in the mood, it does favor for us. Kills Bull and Ariel Raiders, for example. Now it's getting old, erratic, arrogant, even more demanding. We can't ignore this anymore. Where's the dragon? Swamp in the swamp to the south. Tunnel to its lair is in the south side of the rocky hill there. And what do you want from me? Teach the thing humility, threaten it with the might of Haven, give it a thrashing, whatever it takes to keep it from bullying us with greater demands. That's all I need. Then the Borgin thank you for your time and wish you a pleasant journey through our swamp. Yes. Give us everything, deal with our troubles for us. I get it. I do. They've been here a long time holding that position, but I feel they need to be dealt with. Not in the happiest of ways. You're close to the lair of the dragon. The land here is dead and littered with bones. They came mostly from offerings of livestock, but not all. There are massive, overfed reptiles wandering lazily through this rocky field. They haven't had to hunt properly for a long time. To the north in the cliff face, you see a massive pair of steel doors. That must be where the dragon lives. Okay, guys, we are going to take on Gorsh in the next episode. So thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell to keep up to date on all the videos. And remember to free the feral wildflower in you. Bye-bye.